Hello and welcome to Simple Life Philosophy. I'm your host, Ed Raby. This is a channel where you follow along on my journey to find a philosophy of life that is both easy to understand and easy to execute, which leads to a more productive and peaceful life. Today I want to introduce the Saturday Stoic. One of the major changes that's happening to me is I'm going back to my old channel, The Rabid Atheist, and I'm trying to restart it. I've just had some massive growth in the last month over there to the point where monetization is actually getting quite close. But at the same time, this channel is near and dear to my heart too, because I think I still need a place where I can share what's going on in my life and how things are going with me and how I'm executing, the view forward. It's like I've said many times before, I felt like the rabid atheist was the past and this is the future, except I think I can't escape that over there. So what I'm doing basically is I'm going to run two channels for a little bit. And the only thing I'm going to do on this one is the Saturday Stoic. And I'm going to kind of combine a couple of things that I do where I talk about some Stoic philosophy issues and then some supporting philosophy issues. And then I'll probably talk a little bit about my personal life and how things are going. And then I'll move, and I'll wrap it up. But today I just wanted to kind of introduce why that the change is necessary. I still want this channel to grow. It's actually grown quite well, and I'm still going to do videos like, 5 things I learned from Stoicism. That'll be on the Saturday Stoic, but it'll be, combined with other things that follow with it. And I don't really know what the length is going to be. I'm going to keep talking until I feel like I'm done, I guess. And this one might be the shortest one, maybe the longest one, I don't know. It's more of a, I guess if you put me in a microphone in front of in a radio broadcasting booth, only you can see my face, basically. So this last week has been very good for the most part, but it's also been challenging because I've been wrestling with the rabid atheist question for quite a bit. Part of me says I'm being an idiot because I'm maybe giving up my peaceful life, because the whole point of me heading this direction was, it's not that I dislike good discussions. I just hate negative conflict, because it drains me. And somebody wisely pointed out to me, well, you don't have to respond to any comments. You can either block them or just not respond. I said, yeah, that's true, but I have a hard time with that. I'm one of those guys that'll have an argument with himself, come up with better arguments in the shower after you have a conversation. That's kind of me. And that's kind of where I'm at with that. But at the same time, I think a new tone and a new thing at the Rabid Atheist will help. Okay, so stoically speaking, learning not to be offended. Okay, I think the challenge is to go and redo the Rabid Atheist and learn not to be offended when people make their comments. And emotionally, when people counter you and say, nope, that's not right, or you're an idiot or whatever, they call you names or whatever, your immediate reaction is to respond. By defending yourself or smacking people in the nose or whatever. And that's not really the Stoic way of doing things. The Stoic way of doing things is more of, okay, assessing what they just said. Okay, is this an opinion I can do anything about? If not, move on. If it's something I can influence the other direction, okay, well, I'll say what I can to influence. If there's something in it that I can have power over, that I could do something about, I should consider doing it. So the Stoic, how does a Stoic run a YouTube channel? Becomes a really good question, doesn't it? Because what you're looking for is peace. You want a happy life, okay? In that respect, a lot of the philosophies try to agree with each other, except maybe one. I think the skeptics are kind of weird. They don't really go that direction. But almost everybody's like, how do you have the happiest life? How do you have the best life? And from a Stoic point of view, how do you run a YouTube channel and have the best life? Well, you don't want to be dumb about it. If your channel's growing, you probably should find out why that is, and if you can speed that along and get monetized and get things going again, you should. And, I'm like, well, okay, fine. But it's probably best that I restart the channel. But how do I deal from an autistic point of view with my nervous system, my hypersensitivity? How do I deal with that? Also deal with social stress, because social stress, if it's not positive, can really drain me quick. Um, I was talking to my therapist a couple days ago, and I told her that I had gotten into a couple of situations while my family was all home where I just had to get up from where we were because it was a hot day and I was sitting out in the sun, and my hypersensitivity was going off, and the kids, my grandkids, all of them were there, all 8 of them were there, all my kids were there, all their significant others were there, my ex-wife, my mother, me, and then we got family pictures and everything. And socially it was stressful, heat-wise it was stressful. I just, I was really hypersensitive. I had my sunglasses on because it was a bright day out. I had, the heat was really influencing my sense of touch. And so I got up, walked back into the living room where it was a little cooler, and sat down by myself for a bit. And I think I had told my boys that that's something that sometimes I have to do to get things back down. And that's a very stoic way of doing things, because it's like I'm trying to get control here, or at least learn how to moderate the symptoms of when I'm getting stressed out. And a lot of it has more to do with hypersensitivity. And once I made that connection, oh man, it's not that I hate the social situation so much as the hypersensitivity is kind of getting to me, and it's making the social situation worse. And once I had spent a half hour there, and other people came in too, because I think they were experiencing some similar things about the heat. But once I did that and relaxed and everything cooled down, I was fine. And then I was able to go back and socialize and do the things that I do with family. So it's just one example of learning how to take control of what you can take control of. Because I can't control the sunshine. I can't control how hot it is. I can't control various aspects around me of social life. I certainly can't control the grandkids and what they're going to do, or my kids and what they're going to do, and all the rest of it. So getting to a point where I can say, okay, what can I control? I control me. I can get out of the situation that's causing my hypersensitivity to go off, and I can go take a couple of deep breaths, go someplace where maybe I'm a little bit more alone, kind of collect myself, get, recharge a little bit, and then I can go back and do it. And it's learning how, when I've reached those points, what needs to be done. And that is very much a Stoic thing of, okay, I'm taking control of what I can take control over. Okay, and that's kind of, rolling into my life. This is how this is working. And so when the YouTube channel comes along, and that's a different kind of stress, do I want to go back into the arena? Because it's an arena. And somebody said, well, you don't really have to respond. That's true. That's true. There's a lot of atheist YouTubers that don't really respond to comments that are negative. They just kind of let them sit there and speak for themselves. And a lot of people, that are, supporters of the channel go after them instead. And you just have to moderate to make sure it doesn't get out of hand. I don't allow name calling. I think I've said that before. I don't allow name calling on my channels. Ad hominem is not allowed. You have to stick to the facts in the case, because you don't really know where a person stands. You don't really know. So what I'm looking at, I guess, at this point is how to identify when a situation is on YouTube, what I can control and what I can do something about, and what is beyond my control, and where I'm just an influencer. So that was kind of a good revelation of revolving around the channel. But for here, I didn't want to give this up either. I think there's a place in my life where I have to sit down and I have to recount what's going on with me, because I want to look back at some of these videos a year from now and go, okay, where was I a year ago? How was I feeling about things? And I think that's beneficial. If the channel lasts long enough, where was I 2 years ago, 3 years ago? How was I feeling? So that's kind of where I'm headed with that. Some of the other philosophies of my life, kicking into gear right now. Yeah, definitely the minimalism and essentialism were kind of very much pushing me on this decision because it's like you're taking on two channels. That's not very minimalistic. But then I realized I could be very minimalistic with how I do my videos. I don't have to do 4 videos for each channel every day, every week. I can do 3 for one and 1 for the other. I don't have to, and essentially, you want to work on the one that's closest to being monetized. If you get that monetized, then you can maybe go back and work on the other channel a little bit more. So we're going to have to be real flexible here on Simple Life Philosophy about you're going to get 1 video every week here on Saturday for sure, and it's going to be a premiere probably at 3 o'clock because then I can be home from work and I can watch the premiere with you, and I'll be in the chat section and we have a good time. So those kind of things. What other things are going on in my life? Well, the grandson has been born. I know I've said that before. Getting acquainted with him, held him today. It's Friday. I'm recording this on Friday. Held him today. Great kid. Reminds me a lot of his oldest sister when she was that age, when she was newborn. Just all legs and arms, real tall, skinny. Really great kid. And then you got, my life seems to be a lot better. I'm feeling better. Okay. In fact, with my therapist, I talked about a lot of progress that I made. That I'm learning how to monitor this thing and deal with it a little bit better, and that it's okay to walk away from situations for a little while to collect myself. At work, this really hasn't been as big a problem because I work in the cold. And one of the things the cold does for me, it actually calms down my sensitivity, so it's not so sensitive. Heat is more adjective and cold is less so, it's more reductive. And I can take that for like 15, 20 minutes and it just really calms me down. So I think that's part of the reason I like my job currently is it's more of a therapy thing as well as being a job. So it kind of helps me out getting along with people. Probably the only thing that's really no progress is my romantic life, and I do need to focus on that eventually. I don't know, the simple Ed Raby needs a partner. I really do. I've always been a better person when I was with somebody, to an extent, I guess. I miss being married, but I don't miss who I was married to. I know that sounds awful, but it's kind of where I'm at, and that's probably the only negative right now is I get lonely about that every once in a while. Mostly, damn it, I just need somebody to scratch my back every now and then. I can't do that myself very well, even with a back scratcher, so just need somebody to hold at night, Other than that, things are going well. And I just want to introduce, this is kind of the way the Saturday Stoic is going to go. I'm going to talk about Stoicism and how it relates to my life currently. I think, though, next time probably what I'll have is like 7 habits or, the kind of thing that YouTube algorithms love at the beginning and then move into this kind of thing at the end. So it'll probably be a bit longer. And the reason I'm doing this is because I do think I'm still pursuing a simple life philosophy. I just think that now I have options. And if the YouTube thing works out and I start to make good money at it and I can pay off debts and, buy that piece of property, put that cabin in the woods and become the philosopher in the woods, that's success to me. And if YouTube is the thing that helps me do that, hooray, great. If not, also hooray, I'll be the same person regardless. I'm going to at least try. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm trying to make sure that we got everything. I think I've got everything that I think is important this week. But, keep staying tuned every Saturday. I'll be back again next Saturday with another video. And, I thank all of you for stopping by, for every like, share, subscribe. Continue to subscribe to this channel too. The things I've learned about membership is you only need 500 subscribers to start membership. It's just after that it's a big question of posting videos and getting watch time. And, we're doing okay with the subscribers, but the watch time could be a lot higher. But then again, we're only fifth of the subscribers we need. So working toward 250. We'll continue to grow and continue to do things that we do. But once again, you can follow me on the Rabid Atheist. You can follow me here. The main point is that I'm moving in a little bit of a different direction, trying to be a successful YouTuber. I don't mind being the Rabid Atheist. I think sometimes I feel like Leonard Nimoy about Spock every once in a while. It's an identity that some days I just want to put down and walk away from. It's just not cohesive. I thought about changing the name, but it's like, no, it's way too catchy. It catches people's attention, and that's what you need. So that's kind of where I'm headed. I'm probably going to do a few videos over there. I'm only going to do this one for a while until if I can get the Rabid Atheist up to 1,000 subscribers and we start getting monetized, I might balance it out to 2 videos on each again and do something else early in the week with Simple Life Philosophy. But right now I want to focus more of my attention on the Rabid Atheist, and so that's where we're headed. All right, once again, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for every like, share, subscribe, comment below, hit your notification bell. It's just great for all of you to be along with me on this journey. I appreciate you coming along with me from time to time. It really helps me kind of put things in perspective when I do posts like this. So thank you very much, and I appreciate it, every single one of you. And, I hope you have a wonderful, awesome day, and I'll see you next time.